What's good? As y'all know, you've probably seen the Kratos vs Doomslayer isn't even close video, and if you haven't, good for you, because you're about to witness me debunking this whole video. Now, I'm not going to make a versus edit on this topic because the entire Kratos vs Doomslayer is oversaturated and milked. Now, without wasting any time, let's get right.
Within the world of versus battles, one of the most commonly debated topics in the gaming community is who would win between the three God Slayers.
Dante from Devil May Cry, who deadass looks like Clyde, Kratos, the ghost of Sparta, and Doomguy, the slayer of demons. In this particular video, however, we will be focusing on the last two. With God of War Ragnarok releasing last year, it's definitely made the debate more spicy and interesting. So, without further ado, if these two were to roll up to each other, who would fade the other one out?
Let's be honest, we're not going to listen to all that. So let's just skip to the more important parts and summarize them.
A realm that is unlimited by time, dimensions, or space.
We are off to a horrible start because even if you transcend or if you were unbound by the boundaries of space and time, you would simply be low complex multiversal, aka 5D. And this will be according to both VSBW and CSAP, but mostly VSBW. Also, being unbound by dimension would entail that you were dimensionless. Therefore, it would scale absolutely nowhere. Now, in the past, you could have argued that this would be low outerversal, but that got deleted by CSAP, thank goodness, because that was ass.
And transcends Urdak, which is higher dimensional than the standard universe and is labeled as a 6th dimension by the UAC, making Hell at least 7th dimensional.
Alright, so basically this is a big wank because this statement of Urdak being 6th dimensional does not refer to spatial dimensions. Earth is defined as the 7th dimension, even if Urdak is obviously superior to it.
Stop your foolish war now, and I will give you what you desire. I will send you back to your home, the Earth world, in the 7th dimension, before the time of the demons. You may live there again as before.
Which proves dimensions does not refer to higher dimensions, but to alternative universes or even like places. And this proves it even more.
A thing that I would like to put in the Codex Bible, we have a metaverse map that we drew, and it shows like what Hell's orientation is to Earth and the different dimensions. To simplify it, Hell is the one constant, and there aren't multiple versions of Hell.
Yeah.
But then there's like all of these other dimensions that connect to Hell. Hell is the first world.
I guess that by dimensions you mean universes, like a multiverse.
Yeah, people have asked me that as a multiverse. Like, look, we don't lean on, at this time, multiverse discussions like, 10 Doom guys and 6 Devoths, like... But yeah, I mean, like, if you have a dimension and you have a universe, obviously, and you believe in time travel in your fictional universe, then you're obviously going to have like different periods. But it's not something. I think that's just a part of any kind of metaverse. But in our story, it's not like Into the Spider-Verse where we're currently using like, well, it's multiple Doom guys, But that's TBD. I think we'd have to, again, something I'd want to drill down in the Bible,
which debunks the scan about Hell too. Not to mention that Urdak is part of a much larger structure called the Holt, specifically the 6th region of the forest. So yes, this scan of Urdak's 6th dimension is not a spatial dimension. It does not even serve as supporting evidence, so don't even think about using it.
Few people expected that his next opponents would be literal gods. From killing the Khan Maker and extra-dimensional angel,
To usurping the icon of sin whose mere presence would have spawned an universe-eating black hole.
Universal.
his next opponent in the Ancient Gods DLC was none other than Samuel Maker, aka Samuel Hayden. This is crazy because Samur, who is a seraph, are seen in the lore to have flown through creation and that they can deadass move through time and space and govern over countless timelines.
Okay, so this is just universal, arguably multiversal, with
Immeasurable
immeasurable
levels of
speed.
speed for keeping. The unrelenting demon killer also has an interesting nature because after he was blessed by the divinity machine, he became a constant that was present in every infinite timeline in the multiverse. One that was seemingly fated to end the Maker's reign.
That's cool, but this basically just upscales the 4D structures to 5D. It doesn't upscale Doom from 5D. So this is about where his Doom scaling ended, so let's just speed through his Kratos scaling since he agreed on infinite speed, soul absorption, and conceptual hacks. And he knew that Doom does not have any resistance to that. Most of the video he was arguing that Doom has higher dimensionality, therefore he wins, which he does not have now. He's completely stripped away from that. So it's over for Doom. Now let's move on to Kratos. So the Well of Destiny contains infinite timelines. Since each combination, action, and event can create an infinite amount of futures, that means that the Well of Destiny contains an uncountably infinite amount of timelines. as opposed to just countably infinite. So in the realm of mathematics, even when dealing with multiple sets of infinity such as the natural numbers, these sets can be rearranged into pairs in a one-to-one correspondence, ultimately yielding a single set of infinity. This concept aligns with the idea that no matter how many sets of infinity you have, the results always remain the same. However, the introduction of the uncountably infinite concept changes the game. Uncountably infinite encompasses all the real numbers, unlike countably infinite, which consists of one or more sets of infinite natural numbers that no matter how extensive it can be, still can be reached conclusively. Uncountably infinite, on the other hand, incorporates every fractional value within the intervals of a single natural value. For example, in a countably infinite set, the values 1 and 2 stand adjacent to each other. In an uncountably infinite set, numerous countably infinite sets reside within. These gaps, with values like 1.1, 1.11, 1.111, and so forth, each progressively smaller, extending to infinity, creating an infinite set of infinity. So this concept mirrors the boundless possibilities within the Well of Destiny, where timelines branch and stretch into uncountable infinity, which is guided by the many worlds interpretation in God of War. For a more simpler interpretation, imagine you have a big jar, and you want to fill it with marbles. Now we can fill it with lots of marbles, and we can count how many marbles are inside. That's like having a countably infinite set, where you can always finish counting even if there are a lot of marbles. But let's say you have a different jar, and you want to fill it with sand. Sand is very tiny, and there are so many grains of sand that you can never finish counting them all. That's what we call uncountably infinite. So, in simple terms, countably infinite is like lots of marbles you can count, and uncountably infinite is like so much sand you can never count it all because it's so tiny and endless. And just in case anybody tries to pull out the non-canon argument,
or anything like that, but
no,
I mean,
actually it was amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing, because they were there all the time from the beginning. Like at the start of the creation, we had a big discussion, change of emails to come to a story that we both agree was really cool because they give us a lot of options to work with.
the Yggdrasil is ever present across the 9 realms it encompasses. Then we have the realm between realms, which is another part of the physical Yggdrasil. So as we know, the Well of Destiny, which contains that infinite timelines, exist in Midgard, yet the realm between realms transcend everything that exists in Midgard, which can argue to include the concept of time, space, and mathematics to get it to our universal. But we're gonna do a proper scale here. All realms have infinite amount of timelines, which would make them all lowballed, by the way, 5D. The realm between realms transcend their realm, which would make it 6D. And we know that the Yggdrasil transcends those realms, including the realm between realms, which would be 7D. And we know that Thor later went on to splinter the Yggdrasil, which would easily put him at 8D. Kratos absolutely whooped Thor, which would make Kratos high 8D. By the way, Chuck, you already agreed to some hacks that Doomslayer cannot counter, like conceptual manipulation and soul absorption. So in conclusion, Doomslayer will get absolutely pieced by Kratos. So he might just be the weakest in the godly trio. This dude Doomslayer might as well just be pulling out Tony Snell numbers if they're in a fight. Also, it's funny how you give skill to Doomslayer even though Kratos is literally stated to be the master of all weapons. I mean, your man couldn't even breathe air! So Doomslayer, you could just go back to Animal Crossing. By the way, when we scaled Kratos, we didn't even do the full cosmology of God of War. It is very contradictory. Let me know down below in the comments if you guys want me to debunk anti-feats of God of War, or if you guys want me to scale the cosmology. And as for Chuck, if you want to learn my fate, you can do it down below in my Discord. Or you can send me a message on Twitter and send me your Discord tag. Also, if you've made it this far, I'd appreciate it if you left a like and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time.